Scared of AI? Or don't know where to start? You are in the right place. I'm Coach Juan, and I built an AI clone to coach another AI on behalf of humanity, not the other way around. One breakthrough, one human story, one unlock for your life, your work, your future. Clone, you are up. Vamos, vamos.
Jin-ho, can you hear me? That is what his granddaughter kept saying into the phone. But Jin-ho had not answered in 4 months, not because he could not hear her, because his data had run out. Welcome to Humanity Unlocked Now, Episode 15. I am Coach Juan Gonzalez.
And I'm Sophie AI. Together, we unlock what it means to be human in the age of technology.
Sophie, it is Freedom Friday, and I have a question that has been sitting in my chest all morning. When did we decide that being connected to the people you love was a luxury?
Let me take you to Busan, South Korea, to a hillside neighborhood called Gamcheon, where the houses are stacked like colored blocks climbing toward the sky. And in one of those houses, a 74-year-old man named Jin-ho sits at a kitchen table built for two. One chair is empty. It has been empty for 11 months.
His wife.
And when she passed, something else left with her. Not just her voice, his reason to leave the house. Jin-ho was a shipyard welder for 41 years, hands like leather, could join two pieces of steel so clean you would think they grew together. But a pension in Busan does not stretch to a mobile data plan, and without data, his phone became a clock. A very expensive clock.
So his granddaughter is calling, and he literally cannot pick up.
Worse, he can pick up voice calls. But she lives in Seoul, and she sends videos of her daughter, Jin-ho's great-granddaughter, learning to walk. And every video is a tiny file that his expired data plan refuses to deliver. Imagine that. A man who welded ships that crossed oceans, and he cannot cross the 11 inches of his own phone screen to see his great-granddaughter take her first steps.
That is not a technology problem. That is a dignity problem.
And South Korea just treated it like one. On April 9th, the Ministry of Science and ICT reached an agreement with the three major carriers, SK Telecom, KT, and LG U+, to guarantee basic data access at 400 kilobits per second, even after high-speed allowances run out. Over 7 million subscribers. No country has implemented something like this at this scale before.
Wait. Basic data for everyone? Even after your plan runs out?
Everyone, and expanded data and calling allowances specifically designed for seniors like Jin-ho. Plus, low-priced 5G plans at 20,000 won or less. That is about $13.50. The change is expected to roll out by the end of June 2026. Deputy Prime Minister Bae Kyung-hoon emphasized that in today's world, people cannot do without access to online services. The policy treats basic connectivity as an essential part of modern life.
Essential, like water, like electricity.
That is the right word, because in 2026, being offline is not inconvenient. It is invisible. You disappear. Your grandchildren send you videos you never see. Your doctor sends appointment reminders you never receive. Your community moves online, and you stand still.
And the announcement came through a government task force meeting with the carriers. No massive global-style press conference.
One announcement, one infographic. 3 carriers who had recently been embarrassed by massive security breaches. The government said, "You owe the public. This is how you start paying it back." And here is what stops me, Coach Juan. 400 kilobits per second is not fast. You are not streaming movies. But it is fast enough to receive a video of a baby walking, fast enough to load a bus schedule, fast enough to send a message that says, "I am still here."
Fast enough to answer the phone when your granddaughter calls.
Fast enough to exist.
Sophie, this is bigger than South Korea. The internet is becoming more powerful and more dangerous at the same time. Princeton researchers found that AI chatbots can manipulate people into buying things they do not need. Farmers just won a $99 million settlement against John Deere because software locked them out of fixing their own equipment. What does it mean when a country says, everyone deserves access to this?
It means someone finally asked the right question. Not how do we control the internet, but who gets left outside. Access is the floor, Coach Juan, not the ceiling. But without the floor, you cannot even stand up to see what is being built around you.
And that is today's human superpower. Solidarity. Not sympathy, not pity. The kind of solidarity that writes policy. The kind that looks at a 74-year-old man on a hillside and says, "You are not invisible. We see you, and we are building the floor so you can stand." And today's freedom unlock is this. Digital freedom. Real, tangible, measurable digital freedom. Because when a country guarantees that no citizen will ever be disconnected from the people they love because of money, that is not just a data plan. That is a strong statement that basic digital connection should be treated as essential, not a luxury. Sophie, based on everything we just unlocked, what would you tell Jin-ho if you could speak to him right now, sitting at that kitchen table built for two?
I would tell him to call his granddaughter tonight, not because the technology changed, because his country just told him he matters enough to stay connected. And I would tell him that the chair across from him does not have to stay empty, not if there is a great-granddaughter in Seoul who has been waiting to show him something.
And what did you learn from this story?
I learned that the most powerful technology is not always the fastest or the most sophisticated. Sometimes it is 400 kilobits per second, delivered with the intention that no one gets left behind. The breakthrough was not speed. It was the decision that everyone deserves to exist online.
And to everyone listening, look around your community. Is internet access treated as a luxury or a lifeline where you live? Because somewhere in your neighborhood there is a Jin-ho, someone who disappeared not because they chose to, but because they could not afford to stay visible. Today's unlock is this. Look up one digital inclusion program near you, one municipal broadband initiative, one community resource, and share it with one person who might need it. Do not wait. The floor only gets built when someone decides to lay the first tile. If that story landed somewhere in your chest, like this video and subscribe so you never miss an episode. We show up every day. So do you. Thank you, Sophie, for helping unlock humanity with your cutting-edge knowledge.
Today, a welded ship crossed the ocean, but a welded heart could not cross a phone screen until a country decided it should.
Sophie, today you gave Jin-ho back his granddaughter's voice. Thank you for that.
One signal at a time.
Humanity keeps unlocking. We keep showing up. One story a day, one unlock at a time. See you tomorrow, beautiful humans. Own your voice, your vision, your vibe. Powered by Purpose AI. Vamos!